Hey folks, well, it's been a while since I've had a video up, and I finally got some time, so I figured I'd show you the last two Graveleys that I've received so far. And I finally got a Model L Graveley, a genuine Model L. All the other ones I have are either L8s, LIs, LSs, or commercials. And after all this time, I finally got a Model L. So to start off with, I got this one here. And this was in a trade for some work on a Graveley that I did. Actually, this one isn't mine here. Working on this as a C8 for some guy. I'm doing some repair work, general maintenance, but for a cut in the price, we did a trade cash sort of deal, and I got this Model L. It's in parts. I got some more stuff outside. And here are the other parts for that tractor. I got the battery box here, and the hood clip or hinge part for the super convertible style hood has broken off of the front, and that's just spot welded on, so I can re-weld that. I also got the head cowling, another side cowling, a 7.6 horse head cowling, another governor bracket, some blade, and the oil bath gear cleaner for that tractor. So he also gave me just a small box of parts to go along with it. And outside here, oh, before I forget, shift rods right there, and they're in fairly reasonably decent shape, nice and straight. I also got the handlebars, which are decent except for this one, which is just slightly bent, but it's really not too bad. And those are in nice shape. And the rear hitch, and I also got another sulky ball. And lastly, the hood. So it's for a super convertible style, which is wrong year, but it's a nice shape and it's not bent up and everything. Someone painted it at one point, but other than that, it's not too bad of a hood. And when he had it, I saw it had the gears for the gear reduction wheels, the pinion gears, and I asked him whether he had the hubs, and it turns out that he did. So I have my fourth set of gear reduction wheels. So I'll get to them later. But it is missing the PTO stuff in the front. It's missing the dog gear and the shipper shaft here on the top. When I got it, it was covered in grease, so I gave it a good bath, plugged everything up, cleaned up real nice. It had an electric start on it at one point, and I think it's a 6.6 horse. The only problem with it is you can spin the engine over, and you get it knocking inside, and the piston doesn't move, so the connecting rod is broken. So I'll have to take it out of a parts engine and throw one in there. And it's missing a couple of the oil lines, the rear hitch is outside, missing a magneto, carburetor. Exhaust manifold was brazed at one point, but all in all intact, which is nice. So that's in good shape for the most part. So hopefully, winter project right there, I can get it all back together and running, which would be really nice. And as for the gear reduction wheels, here's the ones. They have brand new tires and wheels on them. The only thing is, it figures that someone cut the tire tread to go past the starter on the tractor, because these are actually bigger than the gear reduction wheel size. These are 12-inch rims, and I think the gear reduction wheels are a little bit smaller, or they just have smaller tires, because these are really big. But they're in nice shape. They're really oily and stuff, but that's fine because I have to leave them outside. So, got a nice another set of gear reduction wheels. Not too sure what's going to happen to them yet. And as for the other L I got, this was another free one here, and it's got two tires that are in pretty bad shape, torn up. They hold air though. This one had a dog eater snowblower on the front of it when I got it. It was all bent up, really rusty. And this is a 1960. Air cleaner's kind of smashed in. It was painted red at one point, and when I got it, there was a ton of mice junk all over the top here. This plug came loose. Surprisingly, it was really in there. Had a bunch of junk all down in there. It's missing the shroud on this side. Shroud is for there. This one here. I got the carburetor in the garage, and it was full of water. Had a governor on it. That was full of water. The gas tank was full of water. So I was able to flush the gas tank out, rinsed it out. And it's actually, can't really see it, but it's not too bad inside. It's savable. And there's the numbers. If anyone's got anything close, feel free to leave it in a comment. So it's a pull start. It doesn't have a rear hitch on it or anything. And it has okay compression, but not the greatest. And he stopped using it because the exhaust manifold snapped off of it. And actually, this ear over here was left on it, but I got that off, and the bolt broke because there wasn't much left to it. So I'll have to drill those out. And I got a spare exhaust manifold in the drawer that I can throw on it, which is good. So hopefully I'll have this one running soon. And then I'll have a complete nice Model L. And from what he said, it didn't really smoke or anything, which was good. And the carburetor, which is right here, it's actually not as bad as I figured with rust and stuff in there. And it's salvageable, so I can get that cleaned up and back on there. The governor, I got the other part inside. Got to get a seal for it. But I think someone put a brand new governor on this when they repainted it. So if you look at the pulley, it's got no rust on it. It's got a little bit of overspray of red. No rust on the backside, and almost no wear on the inside. Really no slop in it. And on the other half, the cover that goes over the back has almost no slop in it either. And there's really no wear on the fork. And this one was covered with rust. Luckily there was oil in it, so it wasn't too bad inside. I was able to flush it out. It spins over nice. So I'll have another nice working governor for a project if I go to restore something, which I got a whole box of them down there that have to be gone through. So anyhow, that's just a couple of things that I've picked up. A couple more Gravely's. In total, I have 15 Gravely's in total now, plus over 25 attachments or something like that. I gotta count them again. Losing track. So I got quite a few. So anyways, that's just a couple more Gravely's Model L's that I picked up.